Well, good evening, everybody. Um, just thought I'd do another live stream. I'm going to probably try and do one of these pretty much every night if I can. Obviously, I won't be able to do that all the time. Just depends on what's going on, how busy I am. So yeah, today I've been after work. I was having a quick look at the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial again, and yeah, basically Heard is just getting absolutely wrecked on cross-examination, as I thought she would. Absolutely wrecked by Camille, the one of Johnny Depp's lawyers. Um, I get the impression that Amber must absolutely hate her, um, because she's young, she's attractive, and she's absolutely pulling her apart and stuff. That's all done now. They're still going, but they're onto video depositions now of some of Amber's witnesses, and it's boring as out, really boring. I'm going to see if I can get it, see what's going on here on Nick Recator's live stream of it. I hope he doesn't mind. He said he doesn't mind too much about this stuff, but don't know what the sound level's like. I'll try and turn that down a bit. Hopefully you can hear that too. There we go. That should be unmuted now.
The only thing I know about what happened in the trailer is what she told me and what I saw the next morning.
And the only thing you saw the next morning.
So this is Rocky Pennington. This is one of Amber's friends.
That was not the only thing I saw. It is the specific thing I saw.
Just try and turn that down a bit.
What else did you see?
It was in a general disarray.
I will say that none of these
Kind
witnesses.
of like your memory.
What does that mean?
I love Nick. None of these witnesses seem to be providing
Nice.
anything of any substantial that they've
were they
seen
packing,
Johnny
maybe?
do anything.
Trash. It was torn apart.
What does torn
besides
apart
the
mean?
pictures were thrown apart.
What else is broken?
I've already
Was
told
there
you
debris?
specifically. I remember
Things
the light
turned
fixtures.
over, things broken, things
rest
off the
is a
walls.
general-
Yeah,
things
I don't feel this is quite right.
Disarray.
Just sort of having his live stream on and then
What is
just
a general disarray to you?
I feel like
Ms.
yeah, I can't really. I can't. Hang on, let me
Stuff
pause it.
off
Let me
the
pause it.
counters.
Let me get rid of that because I don't know, something just doesn't feel right. That's his content. I just thought I'd see what was going on. It's still Rocky. It probably will be until part of tomorrow as well. Yeah. Yeah, let's leave that. Unless anybody's got any comments about the trial, if you've been watching what's going on. It just seems to have gone on forever now. I think because of it having that week-long break as well. It just, I mean, I knew it was going to be like a 6-weeker, but it really seems like it's dragging on. I just want to say as well, I got caught out a few days ago, but in a funny way, by somebody in the comments. It was somebody pointed out to me in the comments that when somebody was on live and they were saying, "Hey, could you give a shout out to my son?" When I thought about the name they put, it was they trolled me to make me say something that sounded silly. But do you know what? I'm all for that. I'm up for a laugh. I don't take myself too seriously, so that was kind of funny. They caught me out there big time. So yeah, good on you. Good on you. It's a bit like when I don't know if you remember Carol Baskin from that Joe Exotic thing. What was it? The Tiger King. Carol Baskin. She was doing something where people would pay her, I don't know, $30, $50 or whatever, and she would give a shout out. A little video clip she'd make. Some celebrities do this thing that can make extra money, and people were trolling her by sending her the $30 or whatever and saying, "Oh yeah, could you give a shout out to my uncle Jimmy Savile? he's a really nice guy, really likes kids and things like that." And she fell for it because obviously she doesn't know who Jimmy Savile is, And she, she was like, "Yeah, shout out to Jimmy Savile." Oh, I love that kind of stuff. I think Hulk Hogan, used to fall for it a lot on Twitter back in the day. Back when the internet was fun. people, people were tweeting him like pictures of Joseph Fritzl and saying, "Hey, could you say happy birthday to my granddad?" And I don't blame him for that, man. Like I said, 3 days ago, I fell out. Fell foul of somebody trolling me because they were saying, "Could I give a shout out to?" First name was Ice, surname SWA double LOW. I didn't think when you say it through together. Yeah, I'm all up for a bit of fun. I don't mind that. So yeah, if these live streams ever get popular, now that I've said that, Q just loads of people trying to troll me with like it's the old Simpsons gag, isn't it? Where these Homer's not Homer, Bart is always calling up Moe's Tavern and getting into sort of say the daft names. Is there a Hugh here? Is her name Jazz? Hugh Jazz? Hey, has anybody seen Hugh Jazz? It's pure Ireland simple and childish, but that just makes me laugh. I'm a simple man. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'm going to get this, let me see if there's anything else on with the news and stuff. Good for a laugh back in the day. And let's see what's going on. I'm going to mute the desktop audio just in case any of those, auto plays happen or anything. Sorry, I'm just laughing at this headline. Jamie Oliver tells Boris Johnson, "You've got 36 hours." Sounds a bit threatening, doesn't it? You only got 36 hours left to live, son. No, I don't think that's what he's saying. He's threatened to stage an eaten mess protest over the government's U-turn on its anti-obesity strategy. What they should be doing is making healthy foods cheaper. You know, you go to a supermarket, fruit and veg isn't particularly cheap. Well, fruit in particular, my daughter quite likes, you know, strawberries, raspberries, stuff like that. And yeah, I know people might say in the comments, yeah, but there's places you can go that's cheaper. I know, I just don't have the time. I just don't. So yeah, but it's, yeah, fruit's not that cheap in supermarkets certainly. I personally at the moment I'm doing like a keto diet because it just works whenever I want to lose a bit of weight. I've lost I think nearly about half a stone on it so far. I did it a while back when I got a bit too heavy and I did it and I like lost about nearly a stone and nearly a stone and 3/4, something like that. Yeah, no advice obviously, you know, I've done various things over the years whenever my weight fluctuates a little bit, and I did calorie counting, which obviously works, but that is a ball ache. That just yeah, I didn't enjoy that because sometimes I did feel like I was going hungry on calorie counting. I'd heard people talking about keto and stuff, and I thought I'll give it a try because it sounds good, you know. I can, as long as I'm strict with myself and I just have to, you know, become somebody who no longer eats sugar while I'm doing it. But you can have like meats and cheese and fish, and you know, I wasn't particularly sort of like trying to limit the amount I was eating, just the type of thing I was eating, and it still worked. Lost weight. It just seems to work. You feel full a bit more easily on that kind of food as well, so you actually find that you don't end up eating as much as you think you might when your body gets used to it. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. Oh, I think I was talking about the prices of food and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that didn't seem to be any particularly much more expensive than the food I was buying before. The keto diet seems to be kind of okay. Obviously, the way that certain people in power are sort of talking, I think they eventually would love to ban all the red meat and all that sort of stuff. I hope those jerks get nowhere near any kind of power because, yeah. No, that's that subject for another time, maybe for another time. But so yeah, I'm not sure what his thing is about anti-obesity strategy, what it is that they were trying to do. I might have a little look at that actually, see what's going on. Good grief, not a great flattering picture of Jamie there, is it? And the celebrity chef has told Prime Minister that he has 36 hours to correct his mistake. Ooh, see, are you the arbiter of telling people what a mistake is or isn't, are you? And called on the public to gather outside of Downing Street with bowls of dessert. Yeah, with eaten mess, obviously. But come on, get to the crux of this. The government has decided to delay a ban on 2-for-1 deals on unhealthy food. Well, good, because that's government overreach. If people want to buy cheap, unhealthy food, that's their choice. And I hate this nanny state mentality of like, just yeah, sure, you could make everybody live a lot longer if you put them all in a prison and gave them all basic rations of food and that. But that wouldn't really be living; that would be a prison. And you could rationalize it from the scientific point of view, saying, "But yeah, but everybody would be more healthy and live longer." Yeah, I don't care. I'm not here for a long time. I want to be here for a good time. And this whole idea of just living longer is, what's the point if you're not enjoying that life? I want to eat the burger. I'm going to eat the burger. You know. Should I get into a rant about that? No. What was I going to say? It was about it's the amount of life. There's a saying, isn't there? What is it? It's not about the number of days in your life. It's the amount of life in your days, or something like that. I'm kind of butchering that saying, but it's something to that effect. I kind of agree with. So yeah, Jamie Oliver, in my opinion, you can ball off. If people want to do 2-for-1 deals in their supermarkets and that want to do that, and the food isn't particularly healthy, so what? People's choice what they want to buy. If they want to get healthy, they can. If they want to eat unhealthy stuff, they can. Yeah, you can't nanny state people into being thinner. Yeah, it's just not going to work, is it? Because if somebody really wants to buy those meals, they'll buy them. They'll just have to spend more money buying them. Anyway. What's going on? Oh, that's an advert. Ukraine news. Putin warns of irreversible damage if Europe bans Russian oil. Well, yeah, it probably would. Hurt Europe quite a lot, to be honest. Anyway, let's steer clear of that. Erdogan hints he'll hold Finland and Sweden's NATO bids hostage. I guess he must have veto power on this, because I've seen a few articles there about Erdogan saying he'll block it. Turkey's a NATO member, so yeah, I guess they have a say. I don't know how that works, whether it has to be unanimous or whether it's only via a certain percentage that say yes, they can come in, but people have veto power. I don't know. If you know about that, let me know in the comments in the chat. I'd be interested. But I'm too lazy to look it up right now. Let's see. Lots of ads. Some very depressing ads. Sorry, headlines even. Coronation Street, not interested. Yeah, this news isn't. Oh yeah, the US tests hypersonic weapon with speeds 5 times greater than the speed of sound. So this is hypersonic weapons. Who was it that surprised them? Because I'd heard about these a while back and they were in development. I'm sure it was like 2019 or something. Russia was saying that they were developing theirs. This is like the next sort of arms race was about the hypersonics, because they go such a speed and agility that the current anti-missile systems can't really deal with them, which obviously is a big issue. And I think it was China that surprised them all by testing one not that long back. So they sent this hypersonic missile going, and caught Biden regime, I think it was, with their pants down, like, oh, it's like, yeah, well, maybe you should be focusing on, actual defense rather than all the nonsense waffle that you focus all your energies on, America. But it does seem like they might be testing their own hypersonic weapons. Let me have a quick look. I might read the article, or at least have a quick look. The US has successfully tested, also they've done the test, right, a hypersonic weapon according to the US Air Force. The test was conducted on Saturday in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Southern California, but it was confirmed in the early hours of Tuesday. And the US Air Force said that the air-launched rapid response weapon, ARRW, was released by a B-52 bomber. Following separation from the aircraft, the ARRW's booster ignited and burned for expected duration, achieving hypersonic speeds 5 times greater than the speed of sound, they added in a statement. It comes just weeks after the UK, US and Australia agreed to work together on hypersonic and anti-hypersonic weaponry. See, that, it amazes me with the speed these things are going, how on earth you can get something to intercept it, to sort of be able to track it, work out all the physics and angles of going to intercept with it at such speeds is, for such a small item in the air, is that's amazing to me. Very impressive stuff. A lot of obviously smart weapons and clever people working this stuff out. A bit like the Iron Dome, the Israeli Iron Dome system, very, very clever. Like rockets or mortars that get fired in, say southern Israel, if Gaza fires something in towards just what the Iron Dome will do is it'll figure out by looking at it, it'll scan it, it'll figure out where it's going to land, and if it's going to land somewhere unpopulated like a field, it'll just let it go. If it looks like it's heading towards a populated area, a place where people live, it'll then fire up its intercepting rocket, which will go up, and then it'll just shoot off towards the threat and hit it in the air, but also obliterate it in such a way that the fragments coming down are such or so small that they don't then cause collateral damage, because just knocking something out of the air, the chunks and of debris and stuff falling down can still injure and kill people. So really quite an impressive system. Obviously expensive though. I think there's about $100,000 or more per missile that it fires up. And there was a couple of summers ago where there was loads and loads of rockets getting hoyed at Israel, and we had to use loads of Iron Dome rockets. I remember seeing the footage of it and hearing the sound on my headphones, and it's like, we see it in the sky. Really impressive display of defense technology, but obviously very, very expensive. But the idea of being able to do that to something going at hypersonic speed, 5 times the speed of sound, almost seems not possible to me. I mean, obviously it's got to be possible somehow, maybe. I don't know. You'd like to think there's some kind of defense. Otherwise, if somebody fires one of these things with a nuke on, no defense. You wouldn't have time to react. There is. Hang on one second. There is one good thing though why I think the use of such things are unlikely, certainly in the nuclear sense, is because we've got the submarines. We've got the submarines with the nukes on, so to take out one of our cities would be folly for anybody, because even if their strike is successful, it doesn't mean they're getting away with it. They're still going to get blatted by, because they don't know where our subs are, you know, and it's just a case of, it's the dead man's hand thing, isn't it? It's like, yeah, okay, you've taken out our cities, but guess what? Now yours are getting blatted too. And hopefully that mutual destruction thing is what, I mean, has for many years kept us all from nuking each other, and hopefully always will. Yeah. Anyway, I got a bit sidetracked there. What was I talking about? Just that apparently they were working together. So was it us, the Australians, and the US? Okay. Hopefully there's some clever bodgies working on that one. But publicly, I think we're a little bit behind the Chinese and the Russians, but that's public. What's going on behind the scenes? But from certain things I've seen, I think we are actually behind on this one. Where we usually, the US and us, we're usually ahead. I don't think that's the case this time. But anyway, yep, it's not great regardless. Let's see, any other headlines to have a look at this evening? Just a lot of ads. Grand Prix. Mercedes to trial their W13 answers in Barcelona. So I think, yeah, Mercedes, for anybody who follows the Grand Prix, this year was one of the years when all the sort of the rules changed a bit, so it was kind of a level playing field again for everyone to develop their cars with the new new stipulations, and Mercedes don't seem to have been able to get a very good job on this. I think it was something to do with the underside of the car. You can now use that to sort of create downforce to sort of suck the car down towards the track to get the grip. and theirs sort of seems to sort of sometimes bounce and porpoise, however they pronounce it, and they're just having a bit of issues with the car, not getting very good positions, which I don't mind because they were dominating, but I'm quite enjoying seeing a bit of racing between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, between Sainz and is it Sainz and Verstappen. Verstappen, I think I quite like the lad. He seems alright. That was the thing about Formula One, where different to say football, you've got your team and it's all or nothing. You know, your team's playing another team. It's like, yeah, either really up, yeah, we're winning, or really down and go, we lost. With motorsports, I've often found that there's usually a few people that I like. So there's usually at least something going on in a race that I enjoy. You know. Same with the motorbike racing. It's not just like I'm only rooting for this one person and that's it, and you know, to the detriment of everybody else. There's usually a few personalities I kind of like. So, yeah, there's usually at least something going on that I find amusing. One of the things that got me into Formula One years ago was the radio communications was hilarious. It was just kind of on in the background one time, and there was this one guy who was this is years ago now, but it was the Italian mechanic for it was Ferrari, was trying to tell this driver to take it easy on the brakes because their brakes were getting critical. Maybe it was, you know, destroying the disc too quickly or something, or the brake temperatures were too high, and it was just like, hey, take it easy on the brakes are critical, they're critical. It was the most stereotypical Italian voice you'd ever heard, and then the driver was like, yeah, okay, yeah, but of course race driver's gonna race drive, so he's not gonna, he can't not brake, you know what I mean? So a couple of laps later, the guy was getting more irate. I tell you, take it easy on the brakes, they're critical. And then just all the funniness, like Hamilton used to have hissy fits and throw his steering wheel, even though it was like 50 grand's worth of steering wheel and things like that. And I find all that kind of stuff amusing, as well as just the racing, just all the antics between them and on the radio when they having a go at each other. Yeah, I find that quite a source of entertainment, and the commentators, Coulthard is sometimes quite funny on the commentating. It's as and when. Last year I was just too busy to really watch any of it. Last year I didn't watch last year's. This year I've managed to catch, I think, most of them. I've sort of recorded and watched like later on the Sunday night or Monday night or something when I get a chance. But yeah, I'll try and keep up with that a little bit. But the other thing that was going on was that weird thing about Hamilton. They're having to go about him wearing jewellery or something. Yeah, I think that's, I don't know, I suppose rules is rules, but I don't really see why that's an issue. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me in the chat if it's what it is and what the reason why he shouldn't be wearing that stuff. But if it's under all his safety gear, I don't really see what difference it makes. Unless he's wearing so much, it's putting him over the weight limit. You know, I don't know. Russia will be likely shut out permanently from global energy markets, top oil execs say. Russia will likely be shut out. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't know, we'll see. I think I might leave it there for now. It's getting on a bit. Yep, it's getting on a bit. I think you've had enough of my waffle for one evening. But yep, hope you're all having a good week so far. It's early days in the week, but I hope you're having a good one, and catch you on the next one. Bye.